1st of May 2024. Wherever you listen to us from, maybe once again you're still trying to get a feel, to move tomorrow, to go to work, or to power your generators. I've got a very interesting question. Who do you think is the best Nigerian football player in Europe right now? Yep. Yeah, who do you think is the best Nigerian football player in Europe? I won't give you options, let me make it a bit difficult for you. Think about it. I'll probably take your reactions or take your answers pretty much soon on the show. I'll ask the boys also once they come in here to join me on the program. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Sports Cruise on mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. My name is Olamide Adigan. Once again, I'm welcoming you into the month of May. A definitive month, yeah. Champions are going to be made in the month of May. Yeah, champions from England, especially with the Premier League title, 2 horse race these days, and also champions from Europe. Yeah, depends on the kind of Europe you're looking at, but definitely Europa League champions and the Europa Conference League champions will be made in the month of May. And as we get into June, 1st of June, we also know the champions of Europe with the Champions League final just around the corner at Wembley. Now, the question is, who are going to be the finalists in the Champions League final? It's going to be Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, who have started their war yesterday, ended 2-2. You know that, in case you're living on the rock. Yeah, the game yesterday ended 2-2. And there's the second semi-final at the Westfalen Stadion. Tonight, it's Borussia Dortmund unbeaten in 10 home games in Europe up against Paris Saint-Germain. And you know what? Dortmund and PSG have a whole lot in common. What do they have in common? We'll analyze that for you as well on the show. Who also, out of those two sides, will have the cojones to also release an early lineup today. We'll see. All right, welcome to the show once again. Tunde Young is here, all sweating as well. But it's a cold studio. I'm sure it will calm down just in a moment. Of course, who join us in a bit is having a very lovely meal build up to the show. I'm sure that powers him all through now and 7 p.m. All right, Tunde Young, what's popping? How you doing? How's this whole fuel situation? How is it affecting you? Or have you just found a way to hack it?
Luckily, I don't know who distributes lights to the motion area, but
it's been solid.
Yeah, recently since this fuel wala started, so I've really not.
So the rains last night did not affect your light?
Not at all.
Man, we have not had lights since the rain started about past 10 last night.
In fact, there was still, by the time I left the house this evening, there was still lights.
Man, different strokes for different folks.
Which is weird because since I moved in, the light has not been that, the light was not been special. But, over the last week, it's been...
You know the only way you want to move apartments and they tell you that, our light is very good, our light is very good. And you get there, you're like, it's all BS. Exactly. You're having fun, but I'm on my own part of Lagos, man. No power supplies since last night. All right. What do you think about my question? I don't know if you're listening. When I started the show, I was asking the listener out there, who is Nigeria's best player in Europe right now?
Right now?
Yeah, right now.
As in based on this season or the
yeah, this season is Nigeria's best player in Europe right now.
I mean, based on their season, ⴏ
All right. So based on their season and based on numbers, right? Mm-hmm. Are you working with the eye test as well?
But if I'm going like you can't overlook what Boniface as the top scorer for.
I'm not overlooking anything. You don't even know maybe Boniface is my own candidate as well.
I was going to present somebody else. That's why I'm looking that. I'm countering my own argument in advance. If I'm going purely eye test, the best player, the most consistent player I've had in Europe this season is Ademola Lookman, in my opinion. He's been immense for Atalanta, a key player for the team, and he's been around the entire season. Boniface was missing at some point in the season, so that's sort of. But at the end of the day, he's still the top scorer for a team that's about to do an unbeaten treble. There's no topping that. All
right, so don't let us also make this a male-oriented thing. We can also involve the ladies in here. We've also had Super Falcons players. Fantastic season. Chema Kanadozie, a couple of days ago, was announced as the goalkeeper of the season in France. So, hey, she can also be in this conversation. For someone I rated earlier and said, see, CAF, this goalkeeper award thing, she should also have been in the running for the player of the year as well. But I don't know what Ope thinks. Ope also has joined us on the show. Good evening. 606. Thanks for joining. Who is Nigeria's best player in Europe right now?
Well, I mean, a lot of people could have their own yardstick or whatever it is. I think for me it has to be Victor Boniface. When Victor Osimhen did the unthinkable with Napoli last season, a lot of us knew that it was just going one way. No disrespect to what the female have done, and I've always been of that opinion that even though we know that men's football and women's football are not yet at the same level yet. But I always also say that, hey, they play under the same rules, the same stadium, the same officiating, the same all of those things. So it's really a bit unfair on them. I mean, you need to give a lot of credit to Chiamaka. She's been consistent for our club, FC Paris. And they knocked her last night in the qualifiers of the Champions League. Yeah. And they went really far. And I think she's made about 6 or 5 penalty saves in all competition for our club this season. So she got voted. No doubt about that. But you need to look at what Victor Boniface has done. The fact that he was injured for that long and he still came back, he's still topping as the highest goal scorer in the German Bundesliga. He's won the German Bundesliga. They're almost going unbeaten, just like Tune Young said. They've got into the final of the German Cup, and they are still very much in the semi-final of the Europa League, which they could win. So for me, I mean, it just ticks all the boxes. Yes, a lot of credit to Demola Lookman, coupled with the fact that he had a very decent outing at the African Cup of Nations, where injury ruled out Victor Boniface. But for me, I mean, Atalanta did not win anything, and ultimately it's going to be difficult for you to.
Copa Italia final.
Yeah, and they're having a fantastic season. Copa Italia final, Europa League semi-final.
Europa League semi-final.
Yeah, and also chasing the Champions League.
It's going to be funny. Both of them now get to meet each other in the final.
All right,
Atalanta and Bayer Leverkusen.
All right, looks like we're getting there. I would let people know my answers, but also I'll be getting to the call lines in a bit. Who do you think is Nigeria's best player in Europe, male or female? So let's have that. We'll come back to that in a bit, but Tune Young, over to you for some of the NBA playoffs takeaways from the early hours of this morning. The Sixers are still very much alive. The Bucks also very much alive.
Milwaukee being alive is something I did not see coming.
Yeah,
I thought that series would be iced out last night, but yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, credit to their role players who all came to the party. Bobby Portis, Chris Middleton,
Patrick
Beverly
surprised me.
Oh yeah.
There's fight in the old dog. Patrick Beverly,
the old dog never goes down without swinging, you know. Yeah.
Patrick Beverly, if you don't know, is a professional hitter who plays basketball on the side. After game 4, in a game that they lost horrendously, he was asked about Tyrese Haliburton, how it is guarding Tyrese Haliburton, and he basically, downplayed Haliburton's game and said, because the reporter asked him, what does he feel about Haliburton getting so many assists per game, and he said, even you as a reporter, if I give you the ball for 41 minutes straight, you will have 11 assists. so basically saying what Haliburton does is not special, he just has the ball more than everybody else, which there's a bit of logic to it. But there's one thing about saying that, and then the very next game going out and dropping 12 assists in a win. A win. So I mean, I like when you talk tough and you back it up immediately. It would have been hilarious if you said that and then lost yesterday. But they will still go to Indianapolis.
But we know that it's just a matter of when, right? Indiana should finish it off in game 6 or game 5.
We don't know what Dame or Giannis started.
Are they going to be healthy?
We don't know that. It's game 6. So game 5 was yesterday. 3-2. Indiana are up now. They'll be.
It's do or die.
So die. And for the Pacers, it's an opportunity to ice the series in front of their home crowd and whatnot. So I think that they will do it. But if either one of them or Giannis is available, they will not yet see a game 7, especially if game 7 is going to be in Milwaukee. The other games. And
for Sixers, I must say that Sixers Knicks has been rich in entertainment. This has been the most entertaining series for me. People also have underrated how entertaining the Orlando Cleveland matchup has been as well. But for this, there are plenty of high-stake moments. I mean, that's a madness Maxey has done yesterday. 7 points in how many seconds? I think about 7 seconds. It changed the course of the game.
Absolutely hard to
7 points in 17 seconds. I want to say
first overtime, and then they ended up.
And Brunson looked tired in overtime. He looked exhausted in overtime.
Yeah, and that's the thing with teams coached by Tom Thibodeau. He's notorious for never rotating his team. Yes, even despite the fact that they played overtime. The Knicks only fielded 7 players yesterday. 5 of them are starters. So pretty much only 2 players came off the bench. The starters are required to play every minute. People play 48 minutes until you die. Tom Thibodeau is not benching. Everybody knows this about it. And so Jalen Brunson earned the right to retire. Another player that has been big for them this entire series is Josh Hart, the journeyman.
Yeah.
Short, small guard, but he's been very, very active in the post grabbing offensive and defensive rebounds. They clocked for 9 rebounds yesterday and 4 assists with along to go with 18 points. OG Anunoby also was quite good. And so we are going to see game 6. That's, like you said, that's a very, very entertaining series. One that we can't wait to see where the group.
All right, the other one I talked about, Orlando Cleveland, is tied at 2-2, right? And game 5 is in Cleveland, I believe.
Yep.
But I think that Orlando's coach, I can't remember his name anymore, he has to give Paulo Banchero more minutes. What's the other Franz Wagner or something like that? I mean, they need to get more minutes. It looks like it's restricting their minutes. These are guys who can change the game for you, and I think this will go all the way to game 7. Yeah, I think it's going all the way to game 7.
Absolutely. Coach Mosley, he understands that he has a young squad, a young roster. Perhaps doesn't want to overstretch them, even though this is literally the most important part of the season. But losing by a point, yes, they must have really hurt. And it's coming up against someone like Coach bigger staff of the Cleveland Cavaliers, slightly more experienced. Game 6 is going back to Orlando. This series actually is a series that I did not think I was going to care about. In fact, before the NBA playoffs started, one of my favorites, someone tweeted that the NBA should put this series on Facebook. That nobody cares. Nobody cares.
And in game 5, Donovan Mitchell had a stinker. He was 1 of 7 from 3-point range.
Yeah, and they still found a way to which I think is the hallmark of a great team. They were able to, the 5 players scored double digits. Marcus Morris also came up clutch with 12 points. Mobley with 14 points and 13 rebounds, double. Max Strus, who has been known to come alive in the postseason in his Miami days, doing it also in the Brown of Cleveland with 16 points, 6 rebounds and 5 assists, and Darius Garland 23 points as well. So here 104, 103 winners, very extremely slim margins right there, but they've taken game 5, meaning that the Cleveland Cavaliers are just 1 win away from advancing to the second round.
All right, 6-14 Sports Cruise on Mainland 98.3 FM. We have bills to pay, but Carlos Alcaraz, let me break it to you, has also been ousted from the Madrid Open. Yeah. I know Jan Lennart Struff came very close yesterday, but he withstood that, but he's been sent crashing out as Andrei Rublev triumphed in their quarterfinal clash. The world number 8 from Russia came through 4-6, 6-3, 6-2, and in the third-ranked Alcaraz, his first defeat on Spanish clay in 25 matches. Rublev will face either Taylor Fritz of the United States or Argentina's Francisco Cerundolo for a place in the final. All right, it's no news that Nadal also was dumped out by Easy Leska, the young Czech Republic player in straight sets, and it was an emotional send forth for Nadal. I think there was a banner that rolled down of all the 5 titles, or the record 5 titles is won at Madrid. Next up for him will be the French Open, and that should wrap it up for Nadal as far as clay is concerned. All right, let's pay those bills. We'll come back. I'm still asking you, who do you think is Nigeria's best player in Europe right now? We already have some nominations. There's Victor Boniface. There's nobody mentioned Victor Osimhen, right?
And he's actually ending the season on a very good note, though.
How?
I think he's gotten about 14 goals and 13 and 3 assists right now.
Yeah, very good.
For a player that's been on and off in form, also have to leave for AFCON. He's the 5th top scorer in the Italians. Yeah,
very good.
Now.
Yeah.
And has played fewer games
than everybody else.
Yeah, so is all over. What do we call it? It's not overachieving whatever is expected of him. He's played lesser minutes and is 5th top scorer in the Serie A.
I think bringing him into the conversation.
No, I don't think he should be in the conversation. But
you see the of best performing Nigerian player.
Okay, fine. All right, but you guys didn't bring him to the conversation.
Absolute best.
What's this guy? Cyril Dessers. He's got 20 goals already.
All right, so I mean, bring those names. Bring those names. We have Victor. We have the 2 Victors. We have Cyril Dessers. And you guys already mentioned.
You asked us for a list. You said who's your best, and I told you to be the best.
Yeah, exactly, and that's fine. And I'm going to throw out to the callers out there. Who do you think is Nigeria's best player in Europe? By the way, big shout out to Ipswich. We're also closing in on automatic promotion to the Premiership. Last time they were in the Premiership, in fact, the last Premier League game they played. Hey, can you guys guess? Just guess. I know you don't know.
It's 2002.
No, the team they played.
Against.
Yeah. Just take a guess.
Are they still?
It doesn't have to be of course they are. They're in the Prem.
Chelsea.
No, you're out of. Okay, let me give you one more.
Arsenal.
No. Then, by the way, Ipswich used to have a Nigerian player. What's that?
The current coach of the Super Eagles.
Lovely, nice one. So, what do you think Ipswich played last
Luton
in the Prem? Luton are in the Prem for the first time how many years?
You just figure like she be a relegation issue.
No, of course I know this Luton that's first time.
The last team they played in the Prem was Liverpool. They lost 5-0. Nicholas Anelka and Michael Owen amongst the goals. That was about 21 years ago or so. Alright, and they're back in the big time, or almost back in the big time, with a very young manager called Kieran McKenna. And I'm hearing that if Brighton lose Roberto De Zerbi, they are looking at the former United assistant coach to Jose Mourinho, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and I think Ralf Rangnick to replace him, De Zerbi. 6:17, the Spados Bills will come back with more.
What takes the plate of jollof rice to the next level of goodness? Is it when it is cooked with no seasoning cubes for that sumptuous taste? Or when you serve it with correct Nigerian salad, cabbage, carrot, lettuce, and a bit of kidney beans?
It's both. Season your jollof with the rich taste of Knorr cubes and serve with plenty of vegetables. So, go ahead and elevate your meals. Today, eat for good.
New Lafarge water shield cement now confirm. Number one waterproof cement for Nigeria. Ogbonge cement for waterlogged areas. Number one waterproof cement for Nigeria. New Lafarge water shield cement number one. New Lafarge waterproof cement now confirm. Good full stop for water wahala. With Lafarge water shield cement, water go collect. If water jam house, or they shame. Foundation and basement to call, no shame. Ogbonge cement for waterlogged areas. Number one waterproof cement for Nigeria. Lafarge, no confirm. Cement, new Lafarge water shield cement and confirm.
Put full stop for water wahala.
Meals have a way of taking us on a journey, and when you add plenty of vegetables like efo, ugu, and season with the rich taste of Knorr seasoning cubes, even better.
So, go ahead and elevate your meals with more vegetables and the rich taste of Knorr cubes. Today, eat for good.
New Lafarge water shield cement now confirm. Number one waterproof cement for Nigeria. Ogbonge cement for waterlogged areas. Number one waterproof cement for Nigeria. New Lafarge water shield cement number one. New Lafarge waterproof cement now confirm. Good full stop for water wahala. With Lafarge water shield cement, water go collect. If water jam house, or they shame. Foundation and basement to call, no shame. Ogbonge cement for waterlogged areas. Number one waterproof cement for Nigeria. Lafarge, no confirm. Cement, new Lafarge water shield cement and confirm.
Put full stop for water wahala.
What takes a plate of jollof rice to the next level of goodness? Is it when it is cooked with no seasoning cubes for that sumptuous taste? Or when you serve it with correct Nigerian salad, cabbage, carrot, lettuce, and a bit of kidney beans?
It's both. Season your jollof with the rich taste of Knorr cubes and serve with plenty of vegetables. So, go ahead and elevate your meals. Today, eat for good.
New Lafarge water shield cement now confirm. Number one waterproof cement for Nigeria. Ogbonge cement for waterlogged areas. Number one waterproof cement for Nigeria. New Lafarge water shield cement number one. New Lafarge waterproof cement now confirm. Good full stop for water wahala. With Lafarge water shield cement, water go collect. If water jam house, foundation and basement to God, no shaking. Ogbonge cement for water long areas. Number one waterproof cement for Naija. Lafarge cement. You Lafarge water shield cement and confirm.
Put full stop for water wahala.
Meals have a way of taking us on a journey, and when you add plenty of vegetables like efo, ugu, and season with the rich taste of Knorr seasoning cubes, even better.
So, go ahead and elevate your meals with more vegetables and the rich taste of Knorr cubes. Today, eat for good.
You are listening to Sports Update on 98.3 Mainland FM.
Listening to Mainland 98.3 FM.
Alright, I was in crazy form yesterday with the prediction on Real Madrid versus Bayern Munich at the Allianz Arena, and the 2-2 just like I predicted. And you might just want to stick around for my predictions on Borussia Dortmund versus Paris Saint-Germain. That comes up in about 8 minutes on the second of the show, brought to you by Bet Baba. Now you be boss. Alright, how about take some calls and let me know what you guys make of that question. We've got a couple of responses on Facebook already. Oyebola says Victor Boniface. Praise man says, even guys, I'll let you this rumor on KD and LeBron joining Steph at Golden State. It will end in tears. Yeah. I don't think it's
Premium tears.
I don't think so actually, but it's not.
It's not championship winning.
It is. Absolutely it is. Like it's
Really?
Yes, I think they will
A
walk
bunch
the
of
league.
38 years olds.
They are, look at their average, look at their point average this season. LeBron literally still shot his best 3 points, had his best 3 points shooting here.
And Jokic and Murray had them for dinner.
It's just that it will never happen. That's the way their contracts are set up. And even LeBron came out to talk about today's future.
Alright.
He's focused on LA. So
Alright, let's hear from Mohammed. Hello. Hi, good evening.
Good evening, gentlemen in the studio.
Oh, Mumi, welcome to the show.
Yeah. How your family, sir?
Yeah, the family is great, and hope your family is well as well.
Yeah. Mr. Wani, you guys are heavily sent to. You take a lot of stress out of our lives. Yeah. That's all I want to let you know. Now, let me chime in on the question you asked.
how much did you put on Wale's prediction?
That prayer doesn't look like a cheap prayer. Did you go green yesterday?
Let me quickly touch on it. A lot of people want to call in. Okay. I would have loved to answer to your line of reasoning concerning Victor Boniface. There's something that I really don't like about Boniface is this. Before Boniface can score a goal, we would have missed two. At least two.
But you like Salah?
Salah. Mohamed Salah?
Yes.
Not really, Jare.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not really a fan of Salah like that.
Although I agree with you that Boniface can be wasteful.
He could be just a little bit, but he's a good striker anyway.
But
on the female side,
chances to be fair.
I would have preferred Ademola Lookman because he gives assists and scores. If he doesn't score, he's going to give assists. But on the goal side, Boniface sort of edging him. And then let's go to the female side.
Boniface
Rashida.
I'm not even asking you for male and female. I'm asking you who is your overall best. You don't have to.
Somebody said male or female.
No, yeah, that's why I said male or female. So pick one.
Be one from each.
I'm not asking one from each. Okay.
Okay.
So Victor
Okay,
Boniface it is. Okay.
Victor Boniface.
Alright, cool. Alright, thank you very much for your thoughts. I actually think it's Ademola Lookman. Yeah, he's got 9 goals and I think 6 assists this season.
Boniface has more assists.
Yeah, I know.
goals, more
Yeah, but is now I'm basing this more on his body of work. I'm not even basing this on because no, if you're talking about who has is won Bundesliga and whatever, Boniface didn't single-handedly win the Bundesliga for
What's Wale saying?
no, did Boniface single-handedly win
Let's
for
go
them?
scorer.
It's the highest goal scorer, but also there was a period. There was a period where he was out for 2 months. And role players like Patrick Schick.
But nobody does anything.
I don't understand.
I know. So I'm basing this on my eye test, and this is my opinion. You have to respect it.
What's the eye test? What's the eye test?
That Ademola Lookman has interpreted different roles for Atalanta this season and has done really well.
Yeah, I think don't use English. See, this not. Let's be serious. I think it's interpretation.
I think that the Atalanta attacker is Nigeria's best player in Europe. All due credit to Boniface.
Victor Boniface was injured that long, and he still has more goals and more assists than Ademola Lookman. So that is a numbers. That's a numbers point of view. From a durability point of view, I cannot say that this guy has played almost every game for Atalanta this season. Boniface was injured. His first game after injury, he scored. The following game. So can we also say that applies to Victor Osimhen, who has only played how many games? He's played 22 games and has scored 14 goals. So if we use those metrics, then that means that he's even had a better season than Victor Boniface.
Wow! Because
he's played lesser games now. Osimhen has played lesser games.
The thing with Boniface's case is that he has the numbers, but this is not just about the numbers as well. He's the top scorer for a team that is making history
for the first time in over 100 years.
Not just the Bundesliga.
The European football unbeaten, after he's one of the poster boys of that team.
But I hope you also know that from an historical point of view, Atalanta also in their first ever European semi-final.
Wale, Leverkusen are also in the Europa semi-final.
That one is Atalanta history. Bayer Leverkusen are making football history. Like Bayer Leverkusen are currently on the longest unbeaten run in history of football.
So basically, I can say that Jonathan Tah or the likes of who else are the best players in their country. That means that every player in that Bayer Leverkusen side is the best player in that country.
Well, if there are no players that have done better, you can't put it.
Because again,
no. Can we say that?
No, because we are using the team achievement. When you want to evaluate people's season, I go with numbers first. Then you now use team achievement as tiebreakers. All of them have similar numbers, and but the team achievement is not a tiebreaker.
Why did we all make Victor Osimhen the overall favorite last season?
For what?
For being the best player, CAF player of the year, everything.
Yeah,
like
because
he made the Ballon d'Or.
He had a great season individually, and his team also won the league.
Individually, I said it is not the individual person that wins the title.
Yeah, that's
there's no eye test here. Let's go on. Anyways,
I think it's Ademola Lookman. I think it's Ademola Lookman, but I don't think that there's also a big gap between Lookman and Boniface in terms of what they have done this season. But I will go with Lookman.
Victor Osimhen even higher than Ademola Lookman.
Yeah, so I mean, that's a choice.
Gotten the most unreasonable sticks this season. All the odds have been even from his own club, and he's still doing the job.
Hi, good evening.
He still came to AFCON.
Hello,
good evening.
Hey, Jose, what's up?
I'm fine. Good evening to everybody in the studio. I've been following you since 2013, and one thing I know about you, you know how to shoot the goalpost.
Why you never stick out
I know you from the other side. But based on my own eye test, so my own best player in Nigerian colors is Mikel Alozie. Based on my own eye test.
See, wait. What club does Mikel Alozie play? Which club does Mikel Alozie play?
What club does he play for? Oh,
well, should see I'm not.
So I test something that one part of the body.
All right, Onomé is here. Hi, Onomé.
Good evening.
Good evening, bro.
Yeah, so I would like to put it in your word.
But wait, Onomé, before you go on, I want to also quickly ask you about best players. Who has been the best player United this season?
Bruno. Bruno.
Oh, Bruno. Okay, all right, nice.
1 billion. Yeah, so just like you were saying, if you want to give an award to best Nigerian player right now, either gender, who will you vote for? You will vote for Boniface. The record that was broken in the Bundesliga this season over 100 years, and no trophy, and no Bundesliga trophy, and Boniface is the highest goal scorer in the team. Automatically, give an African award, based on what you have achieved this season. I think Boniface is in the ballpark. Then what happened this season. So Boniface is no cap. No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
African footballer of the year favorite, top favorite.
Baba, so thank you for backing me up.
We are not backing you up. It's the fact.
Thank you very much. It's 6:30. Let's take a message from our friends from Bet Baba. Then, hey, I'll tell you what's happening tonight at the Westfalen Stadium. Dortmund against Paris Saint-Germain. Nobody has got the balls of Real Madrid yet. No lineups are out yet.
They're not fit. They're not rich.
They find better odd. I bet you one play correct over 1.5. I bet you one bet. Say, but seem no go score at all. Hey, we get better payout. No worry, we there for you. Our odd, chap right out. We know the feel the show. Oh no, we there for you. Oh, we there for you. You see for Bet Baba, we win money. Bet Baba, cash out today easy. Oh, Bet Baba, we get online games for you to play. Oh, God, we get better bonus. I need another. Yeah, now Bet Baba get us all. Cash out, sharp. Darling, no. Welcome to Bet Baba.
Register now on betbaba.ng. Not for people under 18.
Welcome back, Sports Cruise on Mainland 98.3 FM, and I'm happy to tell you that my predictions for Dortmund versus Paris Saint-Germain is coming up in a moment on Bet Baba, so stay put for that.
I like the way you're playing.
I'm going to make it. I am going to make it.
Sat down with both coaches.
And they say, "Yeah, play too."
He said,
So somebody that said when Bayern were leading, he thought Bayern were going to win the game.
Just like your people have milked whiskey that David, I'm going to make this.
But let me see.
So
let me now tell you, you better play safe. If this thing should go either way tomorrow, we'll come here and milk you.
Yeah, no problem, man. This is all to milk me.
So you are not confessing.
All right, let's really do a recap of last night's game. Madrid 2, Bayern 2. Second leg coming up next week, and I don't know if anybody thinks and agrees with me that Madrid got away with murder yesterday. Tony Young.
Not really.
Okay.
Because it's Real Madrid. That's what they.
Because they're used to getting away with murder, right?
No, last when Real Madrid won the Champions League in, was it
14?
2021-22 season, when they beat Liverpool in the final. From every single game in the group stages, Real Madrid were the second best.
Was that Wolfsburg season?
No. Like this, recently the one that they beat.
Oh, okay, yeah.
PSG in round of 16. They were the second best team, they qualified. Chelsea the quarter final, they were the second best team, they qualified. City in the semi-final, they were the second best team, they qualified. Even in the final against Liverpool, Thibaut Courtois had arguably his best ever career game, and they won that game.
They are probably football's version of how to get away with murder, right?
They know how to win this competition.
No. I don't think it's up to that level of how to get away with murder. I think it's a team that just understand that sometimes in this game you have to get the job done, and you always find it.
At some point, it's not real luck. If it happens repeatedly, it's no longer luck.
It's just the mastery of. It's just learning the mastery. It's not about getting away with murder. Against Man City, that we were talking about, there were moments of brilliance, and that's what Madrid will give you. Look at Toni Kroos's assist for Vinicius Junior's first goal yesterday. See, it was a move that was just crazy. Out of nowhere, King. Well, I don't know.
So how do Madrid do this? Although people also feel that Ancelotti is not a tactical genius. We saw what he did second half yesterday. Switched to 4-3-3, and it worked. Brought his subs. His subs also gave the team energy. Modric, Brahim Diaz.
People that think that way look at tactics from a prism of like Pep Guardiola. You must be weird. You must be hyper control freak type of to be a tactical.
You must overthink things.
You recognize this level of success without being a tactical.
He recognized Lucas Vázquez was in trouble with Musiala and switched things up and gave him some cover.
Was not a tactical genius because he was not wearing dressing like he works at Tesla and so like
will Bayern Munich regret this because they had two moments of domination where they could have done more, and the first moments was the first half, the early part of the game. when Kane and Zani had chances. Then in the second half, when they came back firing, when they got the equalizer and got the winner, maybe they could have gotten one or two more. Will they live to regret this?
Yes, absolutely. Like as far as I'm concerned, they're out. They were not there yesterday. You don't have, even with a 2-1 win, they probably would stay there.
Because
you don't just with Real Madrid.
But there's a feeling they were the better side.
The last better side. Their coach, their second coach is so called now. The last better side, they play when they play. They are at home now. They watch it. Rodri has still not lost the match, but he's not playing semi-final. Okay, Rodri has not lost the match. We are playing semi-final.
He's waiting in the final already.
so it's not about being the better side. Against Real Madrid, just win, and that's
if you have a chance, just hold on to it.
When City caught them last year, the way Manchester City handled it, and they learned from the mistakes of 2022, in which they failed to close out the game. When you have Man City like that, there will be the thing with Man City, with Real Madrid, is that they will give you. They are not controversial. They will give you opportunities to play. You will also get your chances. Yeah. But when you get them, be insanely clinical, and that's what City did last year when they trashed them in the semi-final. You know, they made sure that there was no hope of coming back. They absolutely made Real Madrid look ordinary as much as possible. Bayern Munich would definitely regret not putting that game together.
And the two Englishmen we previewed our supports to yesterday's game, they didn't deliver, did they? Okay. Kane scored but was subdued, I think. Jude Bellingham was taken off.
I don't know if Kane was subdued, but
Rudiger subdued him. I think Rudiger is creating a reputation of acting it against.
Before Rudiger went to Real Madrid, I said it in the final 18 months at Chelsea, he was the best centre back in the world. People called me crazy because he's a Chelsea player. Now that he plays at Real Madrid, everybody said it. That guy is immense. He is absolutely immense. He did it to Haaland, and everybody talking about it's Haaland that does not impose himself in big games. Oh yeah, now if it was Kane, he would have involved. He would have, if not for penalty yesterday. That's the way the teams are set up. The way the teams are set up, you know, with Real Madrid, it's very, very hard to penetrate them centrally. You have to catch them out on the flanks and try to exploit their fullback situation. The fact that they are not using conventional fullbacks. Sometimes you see Camavinga play left back, and he did that against City. He was absolutely skinned. It wasn't in the first leg or the second leg that I played left back. And even in the Classico, Yamal wanted to kill him. So yes, you catch Real Madrid out wide, yes. But central penetration is, they will just not let you have it. That's that about that.
And you need the central penetration, right?
I don't know.
All right. I think the coach of Belgium these days is Domenico Tedesco, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's ruled out Thibaut Courtois from the Euros.
For the Euros.
But interestingly, Ancelotti says that Courtois is going to play against Cadiz this weekend, and he was on the bench for yesterday's game. Now that takes me to talking about Andre Lunin, who was beaten to his near post, and we know the rule of thumb with goalkeepers, you should never be beaten at near post. He's had a solid season. He's had a memorable season, no doubt about it. Maybe not solid, but I can call it memorable. Do you think it's time for maybe Ancelotti to give Courtois, getting back into the scene for a second leg? Because like Courtois also is one of the players for the big moments.
I think for the league, I think Thibaut Courtois will probably just gradually bring in. Ancelotti will probably just bring in Thibaut Courtois for the league games. It's going to be difficult right now to want to alter the balance of that Real Madrid side in the Champions League, especially when you've got just one game to get to the final. In fact, Madrid got just 2 more games to decide if they want to reclaim their European League title. So I don't know. And this is not Pep Guardiola that will just out of nowhere just choose to be Pep on his good day, overthink things and alter it. I think the status quo is going to remain. Thibaut Courtois would probably just gradually get into his strides with the remaining 5 games for the La Liga. There's no pressure in that one. The league is done and dusted already. Just one more win, and that's just about the end of it. But the Champions League, why would you want to bring in a Thibaut Courtois that have not been part of the defense lineup all through from the group stages? When you've now gotten one leg into the finals already, you think you can just bring it to Courtois. Apart from even maybe killing the morale of Lunin or anything like that, it's a risk that's not worth it. Yep. Just stick to the goalkeeper that I brought to this far.
It's been out for so long.
Exactly.
You really don't know.
It's been out for the whole season.
You really don't know if it's coming back in the same, with
competitive games is different.
So to now throw him into the deep end,
no. It doesn't make sense. It should just stick to the league and just allow the status quo for the defense to remain.
Can we take a minute to also eulogize the man called Toni Kroos? I mean, another masterclass yesterday.
Beautiful.
Apart from the assist for Vinicius, he had an overall good game. Like I said earlier today, He regulated the tempo of the game.
That's the deal.
And that is what it does best.
And that's why they brought him back to the German national team.
So Leon, you don't buy all of this, right?
See, one of my aches in football is when they say a player dictates. I personally believe that phrase is used for players that everybody knows is not really good. I'm not
that it dictate the tempo of the game.
I'm not talking about Toni Kroos. This is not. Obviously, I know Toni Kroos is fantastic. And yes, Toni Kroos did do that. Just generally speaking, when they say a player, when you ask somebody what is good about the player, I tell you the things the tempo of the game is because he does not have goals or assists.
This guy is crazy.
I've read a lot of slanderous things on this show. This one is number one.
I just told you it's not about Toni Kroos. I'm just saying generally speaking, most of the time.
You're making reference directly to what Toni Kroos did yesterday.
No, I just told you.
Does Luka Modric does it dictate the pace of games?
Yes.
He's just smiling.
When they say it's a Rolls Royce, you know,
Saliba know that.
Let's get back to more of your reactions, your thoughts from last night's games and what you're expecting tonight. Borussia Dortmund against Paris Saint-Germain. I think at the beginning of the show I told you how both sides were similar, and I'll explain in details in a moment. Both share the same grief. Both have experienced success at the European level at different degrees, but we'll get to that in a bit. But let's get to Bet Baba odds for tonight. Yes, guess what? I am going once again with Dortmund Paris Saint-Germain to end in a 2-2. Yes, that is what I'm backing. I'm backing a 2-2 draw here. And on Bet Baba, a 2-2 draw or a draw or over 2.5 is at 8.0. Yes, it's at 8.0, similar to what we had yesterday. You can also play the correct score at 2-2. It comes at 8.9 or thereabout on betbaba.ng. So don't miss out on it. And if you know your way around Bet Baba website, you can also go for the HTFT. Now, HTFT, because in Europe, Paris Saint-Germain tend to always start games slowly. I'm also backing Dortmund to win the first half and Paris Saint-Germain to win the game. You might say it's kind of it's betraying of the 2-2 that I've predicted. You can always go different ways, but I'm also backing Dortmund to win the first half and PSG to win the game. It's also on betbaba.ng. So don't miss out on that. If you don't have an account, log on to www.betbaba.ng and open one right away. Massive bonuses await you. Alright, if you want to join us, it's 0913-6410. Babalab Abdugafar on Facebook says, good evening guys, shout out to Adigo for that 2-2 draw last night, even though fear catch me. Mine is Boniface and it's obvious. Mr. Wale doesn't shift the goalpost but controls the VAR. It baffles me how Mr. always get excited when it comes to Real Madrid, knowing fully well that he jumped from Arsenal. Well, so those that Madrid were and still there only love do. Okay, thank you very much for sending that one. It was a bit confusing though, but thank you very much still. Ali Abdurrahim says today's match I see PSG win and go all the way to win the trophy. He also goes on to say, for me, it's Boniface. Olale is the best player currently in Africa now. Is he who is the best Nigerian player in Africa? Or who is the best African player in Africa now?
You always have a feeling that
he's
Victor Boniface.
Is that what he's asking? He says who is the best. He said who is the best player currently in Africa now?
He's almost saying that we've even moved away from Nigeria now. He's obviously just probably putting Victor Boniface as the number one player.
Okay, you know what? How about we also do this? Let's shift the focus away from Nigerian players. Do we have other African players who are doing well in Europe right now?
Yeah,
let's have them.
Mohamed Salah.
Okay. Yeah, Mo Salah is having a solid season. Yeah, maybe not solid. But he's having a decent season. By standards.
He's having a good season.
He's having a good season.
Yeah, but not solid season. Yeah, by standards. Yeah.
By his own standard, not by his own standard. Compared to still the rest of Africa.
He's still up there.
Which other name also comes up in the conversation? Sᴏᴜ. Yeah. That's a name that gets me excited. Yeah. Yeah. I think he almost went head-to-head with Harry Kane at a point in time until Kane said, I'm on another level. So I think it's more of Guirassy and Salah right now and Nigerian players. Or do we have any other players again?
Nigerian players.
You said?
I don't think we have more than one candidate.
We have Osimhen, we have Boniface, we have that's Ademola Lookman as well. Yeah. All right, let's take a message from Bet Baba. We'll come back. We will also be focusing on the game tonight. Dortmund PSG.
We get better payout. No worry, we there for you. Our own chapter, we know the finish. No, we there for you. Oh, we there for you. You see for Bet Baba, give me money, Bet Baba. Cash out today easy for Bet Baba. We get online games for you. Play all God all I want. We get better bonus. I need another no. Yeah, now Bet Baba Dᴏᴜ Cash out for sharp. Welcome to Bet Baba.
Register now on betbaba.ng. Not for people under 18.
All right, always gamble responsibly and not for persons under 18. Sports Coach brought to you by Bet Baba. Now you be balls. All right, Dortmund PSG, tell off the tape. Now, neither have lifted continental silverware since the turn of the millennium. Yeah, PSG won the now defunct Cup Winners' Cup. That was in '96. I think they did back-to-back. They also were runners-up in '97. And it was in that season, '97, that Dortmund also won the Champions League, if you guys remember. And I think that was against Juventus. Yep, in 1997. The two sides have only appeared in one Champions League final each since those trophies in 97 and 96, 97. Both also were defeated by Bayern Munich. Yeah, so they have that in common. Dortmund lost in 2011 to Bayern at Wembley, and PSG lost to Bayern during COVID. They lost 1-0 to 0. Now, with Bayern facing Real Madrid in the other semi-final, it opens the possibility of a repeat final, Dortmund or PSG against Bayern, and that will be the 9th different Champions League final to have been played at least twice. Now, this semi-final is also a meeting between the top two from the group of death. We always forget that. Dortmund and PSG came from that group of death. They had Milan and Newcastle, which is tribute to that group. I mean, that group. Yeah,
that's true.
They had Milan and Newcastle. And that's tribute to,
Thomas Tuchel.
Not even Tuchel. The fact that group was
he lived up to it.
Yeah, and that's true.
The last time Dortmund actually made the final, they came out of the group of death as well in 2013. I know the 2013 final was also at Wembley, which is the reason why you predicted that they will make the final this time.
You know what? I predicted that because of what the caller said now. If you guys remember, I was provoked to say that Dortmund would not get to the final.
That was what started the conversation. Which you were talking about the last time the final was at Wembley. It was between Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund.
And that Dortmund were also having a very bad domestic season that year.
And I remember Dortmund were in the same group as Tottenham, Real Madrid, and Bayer Leverkusen, and they topped that group actually.
Dortmund and Bayer Leverkusen?
No, not Bayer Leverkusen. I'm thinking of another thing. I'll figure out what it was. But I know they topped that group ahead of Real Madrid and Tottenham. I can't remember who the last team was. Interesting. They also beat a Spanish team in the quarterfinals. That last time it was Getafe. Malaga, not Getafe.
Yeah, Malaga. Yeah.
Malaga.
Then Malaga had Isco, then Pellegrini as well. Yeah.
Van Nistelrooy had a bit of a stint with them. Julio Baptista as well. It was a classic street room forgetting.
But has anything changed between both sides since they last met in the Champions League this season? In the group stages? Has much changed?
I see.
Because Dortmund still remain chaotic, right? And they remain a very unpredictable side. That we know.
I think
Dortmund have Sancho and Martin now.
Well, maybe.
They've
made them a bit better, but I think it could be for the part of PSG. And they're really close now. And then they probably feel like, hey, this is the closest they've been since they lost the final to was it Chelsea? Was it Chelsea that beat them? PSG? Bayern Munich, thank you. The last time Bayern Munich won. During the COVID era. So I think they'll probably just look at the fact that, the fact that Kylian Mbappe leaves at the end of the season, they probably want to feel like it's a good chance. When we had the likes of Lionel Messi, we had Sergio Ramos, we had Neymar, we had Kylian Mbappe, we couldn't even come this far. In all of the seasons that Messi was there, they had only a quarterfinal appearance. And now they yes.
Did they even get to the quarterfinal? I remember they were knocked out the round of 16 by Real Madrid in the first year.
Second year, they got the quarterfinal. Yes. And now they feel like, hey, if you can get one leg in, and they will probably fancy their chance against Dortmund tonight. And I actually think over 2 legs, PSG would qualify. If they win tonight,
I think that Niklas Füllkrug might be a factor tonight, considering that PSG can be frail with physical players, set pieces. Aerially, they're also not really convincing PSG.
Generally, I keep saying this. PSG are not a good team. It's a poorly constructed team. They don't really have a structure. And the manager seems to be throwing a lot of things and hoping that they stick. I said this exactly at the start of the season, hoping that they will figure it out as season progress. I'm happy to inform you that the last month of the season, they still have not figured it out. The only good thing going for them is that they have arguably the greatest player of his generation having his best ever season. Yeah. That is literally what is happening here. Kylian Mbappe, you don't understand how reliant on Mbappe this team is. Like, they will lose to Le Havre, they will lose to Nimes and all these other lower French teams if Mbappe is not playing. That's how bad. They were up 2-0 against Stade Rennes. I remember that game because it cost me money. They were up 2-0 and Luis Enrique took off Mbappe at that time because he felt, okay, the result is ice, let's learn how to play without Mbappe. And they lost 4-2. That's how reliant on him they play this season.
Hey, Mr. Greatness.
Hello?
Yeah, break it down. Hi, good evening.
Yes, I did that, please. I'm sorry for that.
No problems.
Good evening to everybody in the studio. Well, do you know yesterday, it's now confirmed there is one spirit in this Champions League. If that spirit can't tell you say you will win and you will win. But as you say you will win, no matter what you play, you will win. Look at this deal. I'm telling you, Real Madrid was lucky to draw that game. But they came out draw. Look at Real Madrid, Man City at home. It has been. They were so lucky. So it's like there's no spirit or what did you do this Real Madrid they do where they make it as a game now for the Champions League.
It's like they leave everything to pure chance. Yeah.
You say?
It's like Real just leave everything to pure chance and say, see, it will take care of itself. I will be fine.
I'm just surprised. Look at what do you know? The first 10 minutes. Look at that chance that Louis got.
Yeah.
That he could have scored. I'm telling you the truth. They won't luck when he follow them to win the game. It's not like they're playing much better than the opponent, but there is no luck following them.
It comes with heritage, and that's what Man City don't have.
What is luck? That's what I want to ask. Greatness, what is luck? When you do something repeatedly over and over again, is it still luck?
Over a long period, 13 decades.
Are you serious?
Greatness. This is European football heritage, and City don't have it.
You don't, and you don't buy it.
No, After does not have it. Don't say City does not have it.
Why are you limiting yourself to
After does not have it.
Do you have it? Do you have it?
I want one. After I don't win. After I don't win.
Just I even want to. What are you saying?
Borussia Dortmund have one.
Thank you very much for calling. Greatness. That was a very good one. I was talking about how PSG don't start games really well. Clearly, Enrique's half-time team talks and tactical tweaks have always worked in the second half because PSG have only scored 4 first-half Champions League goals, but they have conceded 6. They are 10-3 in the first 15 minutes after half-time. So that's what happens to be Dortmund's weak spots as they start second halves slowly. So you can also understand what I've said. Hey, you can also back Dortmund to win the first half and PSG to win the game. Remember, it's different from Dortmund to win first half and PSG to win second half. It is Dortmund to win the first half and PSG to win the game. So basically, Dortmund can lead 1-0 and the game ends 2-1, and that means PSG wins the game. So please be very careful.
But for that to happen, PSG also have to win second half. So if you bet that, it's still fine.
It's all good. But me, I've told you my own. My own is.
Long and short is for you to know is that Wale is clearly confused. Because only he must be that 3 contradictory results.
I've predicted a 2-2.
You just said that PSG will win, and then you also predicted it's straight.
That's why I said I predicted a 2-2. And remember, it's not PSG to win. It's. Wait. I'm looking at it from the test. For example, PSG to win is basically at maybe like 2 points.
Yeah, 2 points.
But Dortmund to win the first half and PSG to win the game is at 25.
Yeah.
So we are not saying the same thing.
No, the point is that you have given 2 different outcomes. Now,
so basically, PSG can win, but I'm giving you the circumstances in which they are going to win in. They are different things, please. So you can go and carry your PSG to win and say I want to be safe, but at the same time you probably miss out on my 25 hours. So be very careful. This is a WhatsApp message from Shomolu. His name is Generous. Says good evening, sports crews. Now just wrestling in Europe currently is Victor Boniface. Not even argument with that. Mr. Wale, I will even pick in the Ide of Lukman. Yeah, go ahead and pick.
I'm sorry, by default, anybody playing the second tier.
You said?
Anybody playing second tier.
Yeah, your mic is not. Yeah, alright.
I said by default, anybody playing the second tier.
Looks like the cord behind the mic is off. Oyebola Idris Fejo says Oba is having a great time. I must say, good evening, guys. Yes, true. Aubameyang is having a great Europa League run, and also in the League. Yeah.
So what now?
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about best players in Africa. See how you scoffed at that. What if he wins the Europa League?
What if he wins the Europa League?
And this is a one-time winner of the CAF Awards, of the CAF Player Award. They are not serious. Honestly.
He say.
This guy's not serious.
How did that come out?
How
did I even reply? Why did I reply you, sir?
Alright, as we go, Daily Mail is reporting that Erik ten Hag is set to stay in charge of Man United next season.
Well, let's see. You have to be careful who you're heavily raised. I'm sure
So Erik ten Hag is set to stay in charge of United next season as Ineos pinpoints real reason for struggles, with Sir Jim Ratcliffe unimpressed by alternatives to the Dutchman. Do you think they're not impressive alternatives?
Yes.
I get that logic.
Yes, we've said it here.
There's a dearth of quality.
That's why.
Can we look at the alternatives?
Chelsea can let go of Mauricio Pochettino because you
yes,
have a standard.
Why did Pochettino get into this conversation?
I'm just saying. No. What I'm trying to say is that all of the top clubs now will be a bit difficult to actually look for a manager, because if you want to let go of your manager, you probably want to look for someone that is a bit better than what you have that you let go. So look around now. How many top managers do you have that's available in the market right now? Except we still rate Jose Mourinho as a top manager.
Yes, the problem with big clubs like United. Do you necessarily have to go for big managers?
Yes.
No.
Because they're big.
No.
I don't think.
Also a big club. Arsenal a big club. Was Mikel Arteta or is still now? Is he still a big manager?
Arsenal brought in Mikel Arteta. They were not a big club. You cannot go to any season and not win the league and you call yourself a big club. Did you qualify for Champions League for 5 seasons?
Chill. Let's be very serious. This is not a second.
Arsenal a huge club that is struggling. It's same thing with United.
Yeah, exactly. Now you're saying Arsenal not a big club. Are United a big club now?
United fans cannot even tell you they're a big club.
Exactly. That's what we are talking to. You are saying you are supporting our points. That if you're not a big club, then why do you want a big manager?
Because they're Manchester United.
We are cooking dinner. But basically, I think that's the problem with United. Fixation with a big manager. Yeah, but if Thomas Tuchel is available this summer, why don't you go for Thomas Tuchel?
I mean, and it goes beyond just even manager. Even from the way they recruit, they always go for the flashy names.
If Graham Potter is available, why don't you go for Graham Potter?
I'd love to say that.
If Lampard is available, why can't they go for Lampard?
I mean, we know for a fact that Munich is available because he didn't get the
even John Obu is available.
Can we be serious on this show? Can we not cruise on this show?
We're on sport cruise. We have to cruise.
Why would you get discovered the Simon and Kona?
By the way, I think I heard there's a petition in Bayern to convince the hierarchy of the big ups to keep Thomas Tuchel next season. Yeah, they don't want Ralf Rangnick by every means.
If they win the Champions League this season,
Tuchel says no chance.
Yes,
so he's not doing his job.
He said his mind and the board accepted.
Guess who's calling? Listen to his voice. Hello. Onome. Yeah, Onome, I know you're going to react. So let's wrap up with you.
I know.
Yeah.
Only United till now, they are proper better. When your coach took over, you can do the same plan.
That's not true.
That's not true.
Do you know the last time United were good, Onome? It was 2013.
Yes.
The last time United were ever good was 2013, and that was last season for Alex Ferguson.
Now,
that took over from
why does it truth? They are playing good football. They have been
two truths can be true. Two truths can be true. You know, and the two truths here is that United
they're living on all glory and they're living on faded glory.
Let's just go. Thanks for being a part of the show. Remember, it was brought to you by Bet Baba. And my prediction for tonight is Dortmund 2, PSG 2. What are predictions?
Yeah, PSG win.
PSG must win because I bet before the show. Before the show, it was the best.
Bye-bye for now.
Over 1.5, I beat you one bet. Say, but seem no go score at all. Hey, we get better pay out. No hurry, we there for you. Our own chap right out. We know the feeling show. Oh no, we there for you. we there for you.